investments. And knowing that it's really automatic is the key. Knowing that that thing is swift. And so all we need to do is be alert. And when we do self-inquiry and notice the existence and know the nature of consciousness, which is never changing, ever present, ageless, all powerful, know the nature of the mind, that it's mental activity. It just comments, describes, measures, compares, but it just does all of that. It doesn't do anything. You know, you're a business owner, so I would imagine that when you was creating, or when the idea came to create the company, there wasn't much well, there probably wasn't any mental activity, because the mind is now being used through the filter of intelligence and wisdom to imagine what the business would look like. Your intuition is there right behind you, the inspiration's there. And then I don't know if you use frameworks, but I've had to use frameworks with the business. I would imagine that you've done some sort of structure. The mind is excellent. It's on fire. When you're in the wisdom body, the mind is on fire. It will structure, it will create. And then the thing to do is to lay it to one side. And the best way to lay the mind to one side would be, the advice from here would be to quantum leap every day until you have that absolute trust that, yeah, it always works out. So quantum leaping is just seeing the end, you know, see the end, just see the end, see it, see you in that fulfilled. Just see it. Don't wonder how you're going to get there. Just absolutely see the end, and see everybody and everything is okay, and then move.
Yeah, I feel like that could be useful right now with like this weird headache and like some nausea in my belly. It's like,
Yeah.
where is it coming from?
Yeah.
But even this, we could say, is an invitation, right? Like
Yeah, it's an invitation to identify with the body, or it could be the arising of the pain body with all the identification that's gone into the body, because you was resting in your true nature. It bubbles up, and we can feel it in the body. But either one, whether if it's an invitation or if it's the arising of the pain body, it's to just remain firm, remain in your true nature, and say, this is arising in the empty, open ocean of awareness, and it doesn't take any effort to arise. You can then ask, that which arises, is it personal? And just be silent. And then you will realize that's not personal. That pain in the heart isn't personal. It's just a pain in the heart. It's impersonal. Does anybody own it? Does anybody own that pain? Let the owner come forward of that pain.
ooh, that's a great question. No.
Let the owner come forward. There is no owner, so there's no ownership. So it effortlessly arose. Be intuitive. Do you want to go there? Do you want to invest in it? Do you want to make it bigger? Thank you. No, thank you. It's useful to know that when we pay attention to body pain, we give it more power. Because whatever we become aware of grows. So it's simply integrating I suppose we can call it integrating, because the mind does work on repetition, and it's the pure mind that asks the questions, is there suffering? That mind is not plugged into the mental activity. It's directly using the intelligence of reasoning. Perception is there, memory is there. And we just ask, is there suffering?
No.
Is there anything to fix, change, or improve?
No.
This sense of existence, can it be sick?
No.
The sense of existence, can it be in dis-ease or stressed?
No.
This sense of existence, does it have a past?
No past.
Does this sense of existence have a history?
No history.
Are there any problems? Can this suffer?
No.
Is there any lack or limitation in the sense of existence?
No lack. No limitation.
So, what is here? Is there any time here?
No time.
How old is this sense of existence? Does it have an age?
As ancient as timelessness
Hmm.
is.
Can this be touched? Can it be contaminated?
No.
So, to affirm that clear seeing, are you saying that the sense of existence is attributeless, timeless, ageless, impersonal, ever present, boundless, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscience? Mm.
Yes, it feels like power,
Mm.
presence,
Mm.
omnipotence.
Mm. That's who you are. Can you take a step towards it or a step away from it? Is there anyone that can step? Are there any steps there?
No, it moves through this body mind. It's all around this body mind.
Mm.
It's here, just here,
Ever present.
present now.
And so anything that arises, the sound of this voice, is it detected as arising in that existence? Is it outside of presence?
No, it's known by presence.
Hmm. It arises in the very presence of who you are. Just camp there, rest there.
Mm.
Give all the attention power over to the aliveness, to the existence. It goes into supercharge. Yes.
There is a sense of this that it's supercharging the body mind.
Oh, yes, very quickly. Yes. The power, the presence, and the intelligence of existence. Everything that we thought that we were looking for in the world, it's all there. All the success, all the wealth, all the healing, everything. It's one capsule. And all you need to do is give all of that your attention. Just keep placing the power on the power, because you are the power. Just keep placing the attention on the power. Let the fountain keep looking at the ocean, because it is the ocean. It's a movement in the ocean, but now the fountain is still. I and my Father are one, the words of Jesus. It's the perfect place to create, because you are conscious and you see the body healed. Just see the healing. It depends how you function, whether you are a visioner or if you're more, I think it's called kincentric, where you feel, or both, whichever one feels more effortless, more natural. To feel the feeling of divine healing, having received divine healing, if you can tap into that feeling of what would it feel like to be completely healed beyond the mind's imagination, that place of no desire and no fear. How does that feel? Take that feeling now, because that's what you're going to create. You are consciously creating it right now. And as long as we don't undo that thinking, undo that vision, as long as we don't replace it with the opposite, then that has to manifest, because that's how we create thoughts, feelings, manifestation. So you're creating the energy, the manifested energy, which is love and healing. You're calling that thing as though it already exists. When you see the body healed, and or when you feel the feeling of already receiving that healing, you've already received it, that's just normally a sigh of relief, letting go of the desire of not having it. When you do that, from there, you have consciously created divine healing, because it's the thinkingness, which is mastery. Mental activity does not constitute for thinking. This is thinking. You are using the intelligence, omniscience. Thinking can be an image. It can be the way that you're perceiving it, you're reasoning it out. It can be silent. You have thought of, there's a thought form of immaculate divine healing. That's the thinkingness. The energy is love or bliss, which are very similar. Yeah, that's it. It's created. Expect to pick it up. Mm. If a contrary thought comes in, we don't fight it. We just decline the invitation. We don't even need to say anything. We just go to that place of existence and ask, are there any problems? Is there a past? Can this existence be sick? The thought's gone. It disappears. It scampers. That's the power of awareness, the power of who you are.
I am watching the consciousness is aware of the body being like the nausea dissolved, and then there's no heart pain. There's a throbbing in the top right head, and it keeps like moving towards the throb, like almost as if it wants to heal the throb. Like
Mm.
it's like wanting to deposit its essence into the throb so that it relaxes,
Mm-hmm.
dissolves. And saying that out loud actually subdued the throb.
Mm. Well, it's just useful to know that everything is energy. So if there is any disapproval around that which arises, we can say, yeah, I totally would prefer another state. So, yes, I am disapproving of this. And you know what? I'm going to love that sense of disapproval. I invested in it. I may as well love it. And loving the sense of disapproval or wanting something else, the first step is the honesty that, yeah, there is a sense of a desire. A desire has arisen. We can, if we're proficient with declining invitations, we just go straight back into the sense of existence. Or you can actually say, yes, existence, conscious of existence. Um, there is the sense of something arising, and there is a tendency to disapprove of it or want something different. That is still playing out. So, you know what? I'm just going to surrender and love that tendency because it's all coming from beingness anyway. Yeah, just love the tendency. Love the tendency to disapprove of illness. Love the tendency to the bliss body is arising, the laughter. I mean, you can literally do what you want. You call the shots. I mean, I'll just give you some suggestions and you can take them. There are times when you can turn thought forms into cartoon characters that make you laugh. So you just catapult and quantum leap into bliss. If there's an angry thought, let him wear a red hat with purple dots on stamping his feet. Use your omniscience, use imagination because it is part of existence. It is part of who you are. The three aspects to the one empty, open ocean: presence, power, and intelligence. Use the intelligence. You are intelligence. Use it. See the thought as running for its life. See it having its bum bitten by a tiger if you want. Whatever's going to make you laugh, do it. All the power. All the power's in your hands, Robin.
I love when you directed awareness to see that there was that the tendency to want to transform the unpleasant sensations was that there was another way of being with it, where it's just, oh, this unpleasant sensation is arising in consciousness and I'm conscious of it, and it's it's a play, and any part of the body mind of Robin that doesn't want it to be there, the form to be there, I can just love her. I can love the disapproval.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's really, if I'm following your guidance, that's actually the most wisdom place to go, as
Mm,
opposed to trying to transform the hard sensation.
yes,
Mm.
yes, because being proficient with declining invitations, um, it's very simple, but it's the distractions that face us that can make it seem impossible, you know. Um, uh, Engaging with other beings, engaging with responsibilities. So it is to identify that we are the existence, and within existence, all forms arise equally and effortlessly. One of those forms is the body mind Robin, and the mind is it's like the way that it functions is automatic and it can be so swift. And you know, sometimes we don't see it. So if it's already got in, and then the tendency to identify or the tendency to disapprove or want control, if we spot that, then we can say, ah, yes, the ticket, I've already picked that ticket up. Okay, that's fine. It's
Uh-huh.
disapproval. Yeah, it's disapproval. I'm absolutely fine with that. Do you know what? I'm just going to give it some love. So you are still functioning from effortless being. You're functioning from wisdom and love.
Yes, yes, yes. Like right now, I'm loving the part that wants to change my physical experience, the body,
Fine.
mind, physical
That's
experience.
fine. That's fine.
I'm loving it. I'm loving you, little thing. And then it it starts to dissolve.
Yes, it cannot, because it cannot take love. It doesn't understand love. You are the infinite being. You are all the power that there is. And that which arises that was auditioning for your attention so it could take some energy from you, you stopped it in its tracks and said, this is the energy that you deserve, love. And it just dissolves it.
Ah.
And the feeling, bask in it. Camp there, zip yourself up, don't come out. Hmm.
Ah, ah.
And in that place of existence, just keep noticing that it's timeless, ageless, eternal, pristine, ever present, boundless, impersonal, attributeless, big. Mm. Allow everything to arise. Sense perceptions, the sense of this is personal, this is owned, they don't belong to existence. Because we can go right there now and ask existence, does existence own anything?
No.
Is existence personal? Does it have likes, dislikes, good, bad, right, wrong, inferior, superior? Is there anything personal about existence?
Nothing personal.
No. So the when the sense of this is personal or the sense of I own this, those two senses are sense perceptions and they arise of their own accord. They take no effort and they have nothing to do with existence. They have nothing to do with the body mind Robin either. They're being beamed into the body mind Robin. You are the eternal loving being. So you decline those invitations by just supping, being with the changing consciousness that is the vehicle of expression, is now expressing the self. That's the true self-image, the true expression is the impersonal, timeless, ever-present being. And so those invitations of personhood, the invitations of ownership, of identification, they are just sense perceptions. And there is an awareness of them arising. They take no effort to rise, and it takes no effort to notice them arising. And it's just that witnessing, we don't need to talk, just that disconnects them from beaming into Robin. And then they'll get fed up and stop beaming them into Robin, because Robin, the body mind Robin, is under the wings of the Almighty.
So it can beam in even sense perceptions, not just thoughts and emotions.
Well, the awareness is aware of sense perceptions because that's what we experience through the physical body. So when we take on the physical body, all we really have is sense perceptions. The sense perceptions of the five senses, see, hear, touch, taste, smell, they're sense perceptions. We can sense feelings, we can sense emotions, we can sense existence. So when existence senses existence, it's completely unplugged. But within that existence, those things can still arise. And it's knowing the nature of the game is that everything that arises is not personal. It all has an impersonal nature. Even the sense perception, it's impersonal. We don't own those feelings. We don't own those senses. They arise and we can experience them through the body mind of Robin. It's part of the intelligence of being, omniscience. That's why we can name frequencies, we can name energies.
What is why? How do we name energies?
Well, we know what anger energy feels like. We know what grief energy feels like. Really, they're just frequencies and energies, but we know because nobody can actually hand anger over to you and say, this is anger. There's an inherent knowing that that's the name of that energy. It may only be conceptual because there's no absolute. But it's sort of, it's known. There's a knowing that this energy is angry, this energy is happy. They're just names that we give to energy.
And the one that knows those energies is the omniscient being.
Yes, but it's also to know that who we are is the ocean. Within the ocean, you could say is a wave, or you could say is the fountain. there's no separation. So the fountain has presence, power, authority. It has everything that the ocean has. It's one with the ocean. It arises in the ocean. So if it arises in the ocean, it's the same nature as the ocean is water. The fountain is water. It's one ocean. But
Yeah.
it can be affected. Things can affect the fountain. There can be energies that go through and affect the fountain, the consciousness, the active consciousness, but it's all one thing. It's one massive ocean, and everything arises in that ocean. The body mind Amanda arises, the body mind Robin arises. They're like little fountains arising. They appear to be separate. The consciousness can look through the body mind of Robin and see a world of objects. The consciousness can look through through the body mind of Amanda and see a world of objects. But that consciousness that is looking through the eyes of Robin is the same consciousness looking through the eyes of Amanda. That consciousness is existence, and it
Yeah.
knows itself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And so the body mind Robin has now become in service to that. The body mind Amanda has become in service to that, rather than looking out into the ocean at other objects and identifying with them and getting caught up with them. We said, no, there is no identification. There is no separation, because we've tasted the existence. And then when we turn, we realize there is no separation. That's why Jesus said, I and my Father are one. He then turned to his disciples and said, I'm the tree, you're the branch, meaning we are one ocean, different shapes, different patterns, different forms, different experiences.
Yes.
Mhm. So as we notice existence, we are definitely building presence power. Mm. Because the more often that we notice and recognize who we are, the less time it takes to notice the existence. And then in a short space of time, as we move around, the sense of existence becomes predominant with the eyes open. The Robin is deeper in the ocean, the body mind Robin, and is of service to the infinite being. How are you now? Mm.
Just like a deep presence power ocean that feels like it's been coming from behind. And
Mm.
it's moving through this body mind and
Mm.
talking through this body mind and
Mm.
looking through this body mind with like a real sense of peace and equanimity. And I'm
Mm.
yeah, it feels so nourishing.
Mm-hmm.
It feels although there's bliss arising in my body, I'm aware that it's not like being expressed through my face, I don't think. And I was just watching it, how it feels so good in a way not to have the self-consciousness. Like I could feel I had a choice of being self-conscious of how my face might be communicating, and choosing that it felt too good to 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 go there. It just felt too good to whatever this looks like, whatever this just ocean scene looks like. It just was this. I didn't want to leave. I don't, there's no, it's too good to leave. It's
Yeah.
you, even if it's misunderstood by you.
Mm.
And not that you've given me any reason to feel that way, but just this body mind's experience with most humans of paying attention to how they receive this body mind, and changing and changing the body mind to try to match what will be wanted.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everything is energy, and you're speaking from, I don't really know what you said, but it's the energy that's received. Yeah, yeah. There's
Mm.
no listening, no, it's just trust whatever you say. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could talk about lettuce if you want to talk about lettuce.
Yeah,
Mm,
I am curious. My eyes, they opened before you said the piece about, and we can open our eyes and have
mm,
this energy move through us. There comes a point when
mm.
it's just integrated into
Yeah,
our life.
yeah.
And I was feeling like my beingness was like already on, like that's what was moving through me. I didn't, like, I could not, in my eyes just, it was like,
Mm,
okay, now we're gonna bring this to the outer world.
mm.
And I'm just curious because I felt like there was more of it showed itself in a serious, grounded way when I opened my eyes. And I'm just curious how that is received by you.
Okay, I didn't know you were serious. I can just see a beautiful flower. I just see.
Right.
So was you being serious? Was that serious? I have no idea. I
By
have,
this self my
I have no
this
idea.
beautiful affirmation, because what I meant by the self-consciousness is I could feel there was a program that I wasn't letting through because it felt too good to be the flower, but the
Uh,
program was saying that that most likely this will not be perceived well.
oh, no, that's not true. It's a lie. It's not true.
It's conditioning. And
You
so
saw it. You saw it. Yeah.
I I saw it,
Mm,
and I saw that it was much lower to give it attention than
yeah.
remaining whatever this flower was showing itself to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
The mind, it's just a bag of tricks. It's a little trickster.
right.
Mm. It
Oh.
just comes with invitations. Yeah, it wants to invite you to the serious party. Maybe you've been there before. I think if you're a business owner, you may have been to the serious party.
Yeah,
I've,
oh gosh,
I've
girl.
been there a few
Oh,
times. Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
know about the
yeah.
serious part. I learned
Mm.
how to play it really well.
Stop
I
showing
I,
off.
lear-
Stop
I learned
showing off.
I learned how to play it under thinking that it was a disguise for infinite being. I
Mm.
was like, I'm gonna bring infinite being over
Uh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, which yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but it meant I was still, I guess, this wasn't fully integrated, so that I got serious also. I
Oh
did bring
yeah.
it there, and I got serious. Both.
Oh yes, yes. I've done the spiritual seriousness. My God, I won an award. I got the biggest award. Yeah, it's the mind. It's because it's an automatic, and it's only when we've rested in existence, and we've tasted and we say, this is the truth. There's no compromising now. This is the truth. There is no past, no future. There's nothing, just this. And the presence power builds. And as the presence power builds, you say, that arose effortlessly. There's a tendency to identify with it. So you know it was never you all along. You're like,
No, it wasn't.
wow.
Right.
And they stop coming. They get weaker and weaker. And in a short space of time, before these, I mean, we're on week 3. Before week 4, I don't know if you're going to be seeing any of them really, or if you do, there's too much presence power, too much. Yeah, because they are imagined. That's the thing. It's a very subtle, a real subtle veil of imagination that we imagine these thoughts. It's not us that's doing it. It's imagined because it's a dream.
Yes.
But when you fully step in your power, look, and it's as if everything, all the invitations have stopped. What's happened is that veil of imagination falls. It's like glass. I saw it once. It's like glass, and you're like, there's no such thing as thoughts. There's no such thing as thoughts. You see it. It's all imagined.
Even the thoughts are, I know in Tibetan psychology or Tibetan spirituality, they talk about the sixth sense is the thoughts. That thoughts are the sixth sense. They see them just like light or touch or smell. Thoughts are like something coming into the system, to the awareness. For you, are they less real than that?
It's like I love the way David said it. It's like having the TV on in the background, but you're not watching the TV.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
not. Yeah, there's sound, but it's nothing to do with you. Yeah.
That reminds me of the moment when my eyes opened. I did not open my eyes. Like, I just want to be really clear about that. I did not open my eyes. And my eyes opened, and the life force this ocean was coming through, and it felt so good. And I then that thought, because I trusted you enough to just rest there. And I trusted also the ocean enough to rest there, both us. And then also it was like, okay, so what it was that the thought came in right here. So I physically could see, it was another little parachuter. But it had a tendril all the way back. It had a tendril that was conditioning. It was so clearly conditioning. It was a thought form based on conditioning of what I should look like for a healthy, like a good social interaction.
Yeah.
And so the gift, I think, of this, the mentorship in this, is that you're an actual, your body mind who is full of presence power. And I'm able to ask you, like, what was your experience of this presence power in that moment? And you say, I just saw a flower. And I guess it doesn't matter if the world sees a flower or not. What matters is my commitment, my knowingness that there is a transmission coming through me in whatever form this body mind takes.
Yes.
So be it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poser. It called out my posing. So there. Do you know that word, poser, in
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if that was like United States slang.
No, we use it in the UK, or at least I haven't heard the word for a while. But yeah.
Maybe it's old.
Yeah. Mm.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
Am I okay to end the recording now? Yeah.
perfect.